Hello, Gemma here. So this is a 45-minute yin flow. You will notice I have got my socks on today. I may take them off as I go. My pom-poms is a little bit chilly. So firstly, if anyone's injured, then this is not appropriate for you to be doing. Remember, if anything feels uncomfortable at any time, then you just stop. I will be offering alternatives, adjustments all the way through and adaptions. So just listen closely and find what's right for you. So we are going to start in Savanasana, which is corpse pose, okay? So we're going to get comfortable in that corpse pose, and then we're going to focus on a little bit of a meditation and a relaxation. So coming off my bum, I'm going to settle down onto the floor with you. Remembering, if you have got any back issues, that we can just roll onto our side and then come down. Hands are just by the sides of the thighs, and we can close our eyes. But if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just find a focus point on the ceiling. Now, if we've got any lower back issues, we're going to keep a bend in our knee, or we could put a cushion underneath our lower back or underneath the knees. That's just going to give us an extra bit of support in that lower back. And if we want to and we feel comfortable, we can extend the legs out like so. But if you've got lower back issues like myself, you may want to keep the knees, then just takes the pressure out the lower back. So now you're in that position, let yourself just get comfortable. Take a few moments to just let your body settle. Breathing deeply, breathing calmly. Let us begin our nasal breath. So that ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Now, as you take those deep breaths in through the nose, you're going to feel that breath come to the chest. You're going to feel it come down to the belly, and then you're going to let that breath come all the way back up and out through the nose. So we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. There's really no pace to our breath. We're just taking our time and finding what is comfortable and what is right for us. Now, as you begin to get comfortable with that ujjayi breath, just begin to focus on letting go of any tension in the body. Take a mental scan around the body. Check there's no places, spaces where you're holding on to tension, worry, stress, or pain. Take your breath to those points. Give compassion and love into the space, and then exhale that tension, that stress, that worry away. Let's do this a few times. With each deep breath, you let go. You let go of negativity, you let go of worry, of stress. Feel your jawline just relax and the tongue hang loose. Feel any creases in the forehead just dissipate away. feel the whole body begin to relax into the mat, as if all your muscles are just unraveling. Breathing deeply, breathing calmly at your own pace, letting go of any negativity as you exhale. Let us begin to focus on our root chakra at the base of the spine. As we inhale, I want you to imagine that you're inhaling a scarlet light of energy, and you're taking it all the way down into the base of the spine. And at the very base of the spine, a small little globe of scarlet light is forming, is pulsating, is vibrating. Feel that scarlet light at the base of the spine. And just quietly in your mind's eye, just say the words, I trust, I trust, I trust. As you're breathing in that scarlet light, let's begin to inhale a beautiful golden umber light into the sacral chakra, just below the belly button. Feel that energy sink into that space. Feel it vibrating and pulsating, opening. Focus there for a few moments, taking that breath into the sacral chakra. In your mind's eye, say the words, I feel deeply, I feel deeply, I feel deeply. Moving into the solar plexus, inhaling a beautiful golden yellow light just below the sternum, where our willpower sits. Inhale that light into the space. Breathing deeply, breathing peacefully. In your mind's eye or aloud, just repeat the words, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. Taking your breath now into the heart center. Imagine you're inhaling a beautiful emerald light into your heart center. Feel it vibrating and pulsating, growing, expanding. We repeat the words, I am love, I am love, I am love. Taking the breath now into the throat chakra. Imagine you are inhaling a beautiful blue light into the throat. Just between the collarbones sits this beautiful blue light. As you breathe into this space, we repeat the words, I am free to express my truth. I am free to express my truth. I am free to express my truth. Taking the breath now into the third eye, just between the brow line. A beautiful indigo flame sits there, and we breathe our energy and our light into that space. Repeating to ourselves in our mind's eye, or quietly to ourselves, or loudly, I see clearly. I see clearly. I see clearly. Bringing our breath into the crown of the head. Inhaling a beautiful white light to the crown of the head. Pulsating, vibrating. Allowing all 7 chakras to open and be free. Repeat in your mind's eye, or quietly or loudly out loud. I am whole. I am peaceful. I am balanced. I am whole. I am peaceful. I am balanced. I am whole. I am peaceful. I am balanced. Take a moment to place your hands over your heart center and focus on your intention or dedication for your practice. What is it today you would like to achieve? Or maybe you wish to send your energy and healing to someone out there who needs it most. Whatever comes into your mind's eye is completely right for you. So go with whatever feels completely right for you. Taking your hands back down by your side, but letting your palms be up to the universe, freeing that intention or dedication out into the ether, out into the universe. Keeping the eyes closed and the breathing still deep in Ujjayi breath. If your legs are straight out, gently bend the legs, bringing the feet flat to the floor. Remember, when we practice Yin, we hold postures for around 3 minutes. There will be some transitional postures where we won't hold them for as long as 3 minutes, but mainly around 3 minutes. Let us bring our right knee, then our left knee towards our chest, wrapping our hands behind the thighs, eyes closed or eyes open at this point. Gently just hold it there. Just hugging the knees in towards the chest. And if the tummy or the chest needs a little bit of room, we can just take the knees either side of the tummy. And we're just hugging those knees. Releasing into the lower back and into the root chakra, where our foundations, our security sits. Remember, when the root chakra is closed off, we can feel anxious and unsure of ourselves. So we're just holding it here, either having the knees on the tummy or just to the side, releasing into the lower back. A beautiful stretch if we sometimes suffer with sciatica or lower backache. Breathing deeply in Ujjayi breath. Eyes can be open or closed, whatever feels comfortable and right for you. Remember breathing that breath deep into the belly and allowing the belly and the ribs to expand, and then allowing that breath to come all the way back up. Maybe, if possible, with each deep breath, you draw the knees a little bit closer, releasing into the lower back and into the glutes that little bit more. But if it's uncomfortable at any point, we ease it off. And remembering we can come out of these postures at any time. Let the shoulders relax. And if it's uncomfortable with the hands underneath, we can always hold on top. That is absolutely fine. I'm feeling like I could close my eyes and go to sleep myself this morning. Very gently take the legs down. Feet are side by side and knees are side by side. Arms are extended out by the sides. I'm just shifting myself along my mat a little bit so I've got a little bit more space. So those arms are extended out to the side. I want you at this point to become aware and conscious of your pelvic floor. Remember, it starts at the very top of the bum line. I want you to contract those muscles at the top of the bottom and then contract into the middle of the pelvic floor, so around the area where we go to the loo, and then drawing it right to the front towards the belly button. So it's a 1, 2, 3, I always think of it as, and we're pulling each of those points inwards, upwards. Once we've got that contraction in the pelvic floor, let's take our awareness into the belly button. Begin to draw the belly button down, remembering we think of it as almost like a button with a little bit of cotton thread on the back, and we're pulling that and we're tying it to the spinal cord. So we've got about a 25-30% contraction in the core. It's nice and solid and strong, but we can still breathe, we can still move freely. Now, once we've got that contraction and that pelvic floor engaged, let's begin to take the knees to a 5 past 2 and a 5 to 2. So this moment here is a transitional move just as we go through this. So if we've got back issues, we're going to maintain keeping this range really nice and small. So we would just continue to go into a 5 past 2 or a 5 to 2. But if we're feeling comfortable and we're aware our back can go a little bit further, we may begin to take the knees over, letting the feet come onto their sides a little bit, letting the hip maybe lift a little bit from the floor. And we're going to take the knees over to one side. Now remember, we could just be at 5 past 2, or we could be going a little bit further, so that easy spinal rotation. Turn the head in the opposite direction to your legs and hold it there. Now at any point, if that feels uncomfortable, bring them back to the center, decrease your range of movement. And we're just holding it here. This is a transitional pose, so we won't be here for 3 minutes, so don't worry. Remember, it's okay to feel the muscles fatiguing, but we shouldn't be in pain. So we're breathing those nice deep breaths into the belly, feeling the ribs expand. And with this easy spinal rotation, we're bringing movement into the thoracic part of the spine, as well as the lumbar. So that's the lower back, the lumbar is the lower, and the mid-back is our thoracic part of the spine. We've also got some movement in the cervical part of the spine because we've got our head rotated to the side. Excuse me. Small child woke me up very early this morning. So nice and steady, holding it there. Breathing deeply. And as we lay in spinal rotation, not only are we opening up our heart chakra, our solar plexus, there's a little bit in the root and the sacral chakra as well. So we're really opening up quite a few different points in this. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, come back to the center. Before we transition over to the opposite side, bring the head back to the center. Turn your feet out like Mary Poppins, heels come out, and just take a few little rocks with the pelvis. So just rocking the pelvis back and forward. So it's not an imprint that you may do in Pilates. We're just imprinting the lower back and then rocking the pelvis forward. So just a little rock. So if you look at my hands, they're doing exactly what my pelvis is doing. So I'm just bringing some movement and getting that synovial fluid. So the synovial fluid is it's the fluid around our joints. It helps us, assists us in our movement, lubricates the joints. So I'm just doing a little bit of that before I move on to that spinal rotation on the opposite side. And then gently bring it back to neutral. Pelvic floor's engaged, abdominal belt's engaged. I walk my feet together, my knees together, and I begin with that 5 past and 5 to 2 rotation again before I'm going to take it all the way over. So I'm just having that little bit of rotation going side to side. So excuse me, yawning. And then very gently let the knees come all the way over to the other side. So remember, this may be just that 5-2 or 5 past, or you may come a little bit further. The head is going in the opposite direction and we just hold it there. All the time we've got that pelvic connection and that abdominal belt, and we just hold that posture. Breathing deeply into the belly. They say that when you're yawning, that is things shifting in the body. So maybe, other than small child waking me up very early this morning, maybe there's lots of things shifting along my chakra points. So as I say, this is working on the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart. Breathing deeply. Remembering when we're performing a yin flow that we are releasing into our fascia. So that connective tissue that covers the whole of the body. So really helping to open things up that may have been tight, or maybe where emotions have been sitting, things are feeling stagnant, but really releasing that connective tissue. Let us take a deep breath. And as exhale, bring it back to the center, turning the head as we do so. Very gently, feet turn out like Mary Poppins, heels out. Just a few of those little pelvic rocks. Hands come down by the side, just as we're having those nice, easy rocks. Now I've got 2 options next. So we can either roll onto our side and come up to seated and come into that Sukhanasana, that easy pose where our legs are crossed, or we could bring our legs up, hug our knees on top or underneath, pelvic floor, abdominal belt engaged. Now I'd say only do this if you haven't got back problems and you feel comfortable having a go at it. It is quite fun. We're going to do 5 rolls backwards and forwards. The aim of this is it's massaging the whole of the spine as we go up and down. So we bring the knees in, let the lower back lift, and we kind of let our core of momentum bring us up a little bit. So each time coming a little bit higher, and on that final one, we come all the way up to seated. So sitting in Sukhanasana, shoulder blades back and down. Oh, nice and easy. We're just going to do a simple rotation. So remember, if this is uncomfortable, we can have our legs like this, we can have our legs extended. So very gently taking your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind, we're looking over. So we've just had a spinal rotation on the floor, and now we're having a spinal rotation. I've got crazy hair this morning. We're having a spinal rotation seated and upright. And again, this is a transitional pose, so we're not going to be here for 3 minutes. We're going to do round about 1.5 minutes each side. So nice and steady, just holding it back. Breathing deep into the belly. And remember, if we've got back issues, we're keeping this range small. If we've got osteoporosis, we're keeping this range small. The head is looking over the shoulder, but we shouldn't be twisting into the base of the spine, into the base of the neck, that cervical plane. Breathing deeply. And if you want to, and you can, and you're comfortable, you can go a little bit further. Breathing deeply, shoulders relaxed. Eyes can be closed or open in any of these postures. Taking a deep breath. Come back to the centre, and as you sit in the centre, hands either side of the shoulders. Shoulder blades back and down. Imagine you're placing those scapulas, those shoulder blades, into your back pockets. Take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we come forward. Now I'm just going to change my direction to the side for a moment. What I want you to be really conscious of is when you're doing these seated forward folds, is that you're not curling the body over. So we shouldn't be like this, where the head's dropping down, chin's into the chest, shoulders around them. We want to be pulling the shoulders back and down, lengthening and coming forward, okay? So nice and strong. So that our heart's open, the shoulders are open, we're opening up the chest, our spine's in a neutral position. So taking nice long deep breaths. Just going that little bit more. And remembering, if we want to, if we can sway from our hips. Sway from our hips to go a little bit deeper and hold. Imagine, if you can, that you've got this nice big juicy beef tomato under the chin and it's sitting here and we're holding it in place. Shoulder blades back and down. Nice and strong. Again, if we want to sway from the hips, and it's always coming from the hips, so we never bounce, but if we sway, it allows the, allows the muscles to find their own path to take you deeper, but without causing pain, without causing damage. And those shoulders are back and down. Chest is nice and open to that heart chakra, that solar plexus, that throat chakra, third eye, crown, all open. You know, the chakras are our energy points through the body, whether you believe in that or not, but I think definitely sometimes we can get stagnant in certain areas of our body. Let's take a deep breath. As you exhale, come back. Spinal rotation on the opposite side. So right hand's going to go to that left knee and left hand's going to go behind, and we're looking over. Again, remembering, if we've got osteoporosis, we're going to keep that range small. If we've got back issues, we're going to keep that range small. We're breathing nice and deep. In through the nose and out through the nose. Taking a moment to reflect whenever you're in any posture, it's good to take a reflect and take a scan around your body. How does it feel? What are you feeling in the different parts of your body? Is it good? Is it bad? Take a deep breath. As you exhale, come back to the centre. Taking the legs as wide as is comfortable for you. So as wide as is comfortable. And we're going to feel that stretch into the hamstrings, so along the back of the thigh. And again, remembering if we've got lower back issues, we may want to take a block or a hard back book or a cushion and take it under the bum. And what you want is when you've got that under your bum, you want it so that the soft squidgy part of your bum, I've got plenty of that, is sitting on the block. And then you want the bones of your bum to be at the edge of the block or the edge of the cushion or hard back book, whatever you've got. A hard back book is just as good as a block, okay? So legs are nice and wide, we're sitting nice and tall. Those shoulder blades are in those back pockets. We've got that pelvic lift, we've got that abdominal connection going on. Hands are just resting on the thighs. We're going to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, we're going to slide down on the left-hand side. Now, wherever this hand falls, so it could be on the knee, could be on the shin, maybe you're by your ankles, maybe you've got your index finger and your middle finger and you're hooking them around your big toes. We're just going to relax there, let the chest rotate open and lift the arm up and let the head rotate. Really important that you've got that pelvic and abdominal connection going on. Shoulder blades are drawing back and down. And that chest is open, and make sure that as you've got that arm up, you're not beginning to rotate over. So it's all about opening up. And if it feels too much with the head rotation, look forward. That's absolutely fine. Breathing deeply. And as you exhale, if you can, and you want to go further, then you can slope a little bit further down the calf, down the thigh, down the shin. Stay where you are, I'm just talking you through. Keeping those legs as straight as you can so that we're really getting that stretch into the back of the hamstring, but we're also opening up the inner thigh in this pose as well as opening the chest, opening into the root chakra, the heart chakra. Breathing deeply. And if you start to get tired in the shoulder, bring the hand down. Just let the head rotate or have the head looking forward. I've had shoulder impingements in both shoulders, so I find sometimes they get tired really easily. Taking a deep breath. As you exhale, let's bring it down. It's very gently, hand on the opposite side. Do the same. So we're sliding down. As we slide, remember that hand could be on the knee, the shin, the ankle. Maybe you're taking your ring finger and your middle finger and hooking it around the big toes. And then bring the arm up, chest is open, looking up. Now, dependent on what time of day you do this session, you may find, like I know I'm in the morning, generally if I was doing this midday, mid-afternoon, I could hook my toes quite comfortably, hook my fingers around my toes, could get that bit further. Because it's quite early in the day, my body's quite stiff, it's not quite warmed up yet. Obviously I'm wearing socks because my house is feeling cold. I live in a big old, reasonably big old house, but it's quite old, so I've got high ceilings. And unfortunately, none of the heat has risen up to the loft where I teach, but the coldness, how your body's feeling coldness-wise, the time of day can all have an impact on how your body moves, what your range of movement's like. So be conscious of that. Don't beat yourself up. Remember, we always treat ourselves with compassion on the mat. Keeping that chest open, shoulder gets tired, bring the hand down, have a moment's rest, or keep the arm down. That's absolutely fine. Looking up or looking forward. You let your body be your guide. Let your body be your guide. taking a deep breath. As you exhale, bringing that hand down, nice and steady. Coming back into Sukhasana, so that easy pose. Remember, you can do it with your legs bent. You don't have to sit with the legs crossed. Just taking that block or cushion out for a moment. All I want you to do is just sitting comfortably, so remember the legs can be bent and out to the sides. Just give me a little pelvic rock. So we're just rocking, curling the body in and then upright. And I'm just going to turn to a side view so you can see with my body. I'm just curling in like a C shape and then lifting up. So curling in and lifting up. So just nice and steady, curling and lifting. So staying where you are, just coming back to my center position. And then come tall. Now you can take your block or your hard back book or cushion again and take it under your bum. Making sure the soft bits on the block and the bones are at the edge. Taking the legs wide again, as wide as feels comfortable and right for you. Hands in the center this time. Shoulder blades back and down. We're going to do a wide forward fold, so we're coming forward. You can have your hands on the floor, you could have them on the thighs. It's really what's comfortable for you. So taking a deep breath. As you exhale, begin to slide forward. And it's not about getting your chest on the floor. If you can, fantastic. But I want you to be really conscious of your form as you come in. If you struggle with this, you can be a Kardashian, remember. You can stick your bum out behind you, or a duck, because sometimes people are like, who's a Kardashian? So we can stick the bum out a little bit behind us. That's going to give us a little bit more of a leverage from that hip hinge. But the shoulder blades are back and down. So what we want to be doing is, regardless of where we can come, and we may be able to get really low, is that we're not crouching the body over. We're not hunching the body over. The head's not tucked into the chest, restricting our breath. Everything's nice and open, and we just hold. And again, we can sway from our hips. So you may just sway and breathe. And as you exhale, you'll just hold. Or you may be, what was I going to say? Or you may just carry on swaying. So you may just carry on swaying and keep breathing. The aim of the sway is to let you go deeper into the stretch without doing any damage, and just hold it there. Nice and steady. And a little bit deeper if you can. If it's comfortable. Sorry, I've got an itchy leg. Taking a deep breath. A little bit more. All the time being conscious that we think of our spine like a string of pearls in yoga. So it's as if someone's trying to lift the spine out of the crown of the head. We're always lengthening. So we come out of our sessions taller, longer. I was going to say leaner, but I think that's just wishful thinking on my part. So nice and steady. Hold it there. Shoulder blades back and down. So all the moves so far in this flow is really about the hips and pelvis, the lower back, into the hamstrings. If we have low back issues, we tend to have tight hamstrings, we tend to have tight hips. If we're runners, these are all really good because it's, again, those areas where we get tight. So we're just opening everything up. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly coming up. Shoulder blades back and down. Let us bend our knees. Come over onto our knees. Popping that block or hard back book or cushion to the side. Coming over onto the knees. We're just going to take our hands beneath the shoulders, take our knees as wide as the mat, if that's comfortable. Remember, if that's uncomfortable, so big toes come together, knees are wide. If it's uncomfortable to have the hips and knees rotated out, just have them facing forward and the feet behind you. That's absolutely fine. So we're taking a deep breath. As we exhale, we push our bum back and we let the head come down between the arms. And we're aiming to rest the forehead on the floor, but remember, if we're dropping the head and we're getting a crease in the back of the neck, we want a cushion or a block under the head. And we're just holding that position, holding it there. All the time, tucking that tailbone under and enjoying that stretch into the glutes, into the lower back, and hold. Breathing deeply. We're just sticking with simple Ujjayi breath today, nothing fancy, just Ujjayi breath. Holding it there. And remembering, if the arms or the shoulders get tired, we can rest the forearms down. Breathing deeply. Breathing peacefully. That pelvic floor, that abdominal belt should still be engaged. So breathing deeply. Gently bring one hand back by the head, then the other. Just hold it there for a moment. We're just holding it there for a moment. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to gently lift up the head, lift up the chest. And all I want you to do is a little transitional move again. So, even if you're in child's pose, you can do this. So we curl the tailbone under. You see the spine is curling up. And then forward, stick the bum out. So we curl in, head goes down. And then we release and we look forward. So we curl in and release. Curl in and release. And just one more. Curl in and release. And then strengthen, stabilize. So we've got that neutral spine again. The spine is in one position. We come forward, knees are beneath the hips, hands are beneath the shoulders. We're going to thread the needle. So shoelaces are to the floor, tailbone is pushing to the back of the room, shoulder blades are drawing together slightly. Take one arm out in front. With the opposite arm, you're going to slide it underneath. Now this might be as far as you can come comfortably. Your palm is facing up to the ceiling. You may be able to bring your forearm down. What I'd like you to try and do is slide forward so that the shoulder and the head are resting on the mat and you're looking through. And hold it here. We are in thread the needle. The bum is up behind us. We've got that pelvic and abdominal connection going on, so we've always got our postural integrity. Shoelaces are to the floor. This is really releasing into the scapula, into the shoulder blades. And we want to be breathing nice and deep. So again, we've got a little bit of thoracic going on here as well because we've got that rotation. Now remember, this hand may be bent, this support arm. You might not have it extended. You may be higher up. Wherever you are, that's okay. If your head's not on the floor, you may want to grab a cushion. Just rest your head on a cushion or a block. Holding it there. Excuse me. So nice and steady, just holding it there. Now we're going to hold the thread the needle for around 1.5 minutes. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. It's really good posture for the heart chakra as well. Releasing into the back of the heart chakra where we really hold our deep-rooted emotions. Let us take a deep breath. Let us bring it back. Slide it through. As you come through to the centre, both hands in front, bum up in the air. You're in extended puppy just for a moment, reaching your fingertips forward. Okay, so really proud of your behind, holding it there. Holding it there. And then we take a deep breath. And we're going to do exactly the same with the opposite arm. So we're threading the needle on the opposite side, taking it through. Stay there. I'm just going to shift my position because I want to be able to look at you on the monitor, even though I can't see you. But just keep in that same position so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm reaching through, palms up, my head's looking through. Remember, I could be resting my head on a cushion if I so wish. And my bum's up in the air. I've got that pelvic and abdominal connection going on. And I'm just holding it here. Holding it here. Excuse me. Breathing deeply, nice and strong, in through the nose, out through the nose. That's excuse me. Hold it there. And taking a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly bring it back. Come on to all fours for me. So tailbone towards the back of the room, shoelaces to the floor, shoulder blades joined slightly together. Walk your hands in front of the shoulders. This is where my socks may become a hindrance. So the hands, fingers are spread out, they're out in front. I tuck my toes under. I'm going to push up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, so down dog position. I take a deep breath. And as I exhale, I push up, pushing the heels down towards the floor, head down between the arms. And stay where you are. I'm just going to talk you through that. So remember anatomically that if your feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart, then that's absolutely fine. Anatomically, that's fine. We want to be drawing the shoulder blades together, heads relaxed and looking through the legs. We're really proud of punch of our bum. It's up in the air, nice and strong. Hold that position for me. Hold it there. I feel my calves are very tight this morning. So with each deep breath, trying to come down lower. And if you are doing this in socks, you will find with down dog, if your socks may start to slip unless you've got totes on or ones with grips underneath. It's not ideal to be doing in socks. From a safety perspective, I will say, even on my gripping mat. Let us take a deep breath. As we exhale, let's come back down onto our knees. Let us shoelaces come to the floor. Let us walk it back. Hands come down by the side. Again, we could be resting our head on a cushion. Bum maybe in the air. We're in child's pose, but we're in that fetal child's pose position. Hands just by the side. Remembering if we're quite large in our chest, or you've got lockdown cake belly like myself, you can take your legs wider and let the tummy and the chest sit between. And we just hold that pose there. We're just breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. With each deep breath, aiming to sink the bum down a little bit lower, but don't worry if it's not there. Mine's nowhere near. You know, you can always have a cushion as well between the bum and the heels if that's more comfortable. Just breathing deeply. And taking a deep breath. As you exhale, bring one hand to the knee and then the other. Lift the chest and slowly come up. Slowly come over onto your bottom. And we're coming back into that Sukhasana now to finish with a little positive chakra meditation. You can grab your block or cushion to go under your bum. You might not want to. Or if you would rather, you can always lay down if you don't want to sit upright. Remember, if Sukhasana, that easy pose, isn't comfortable, we can have our legs like so. You know, if you're like me where you've got a wall behind you, maybe you want to lean back and pop some cushions against it. So we are just going to sit in that comfortable position. We're going to pull those shoulders back and down. We're going to engage that pelvic floor if we've taken a moment and forgotten about it. And we're drawing that belly button in towards the spine. And we're just going to close our eyes if we're comfortable. Let your hands just rest just in the center of the groin area, okay? Just one hand on top of the other. Let the thumbs touch as if you're creating a little bowl. And just begin to breathe deep in through the nose and out through the nose. Remembering, if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you can always light a candle or find something in the room to focus on. But we're just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So as you're breathing those deep breaths down, deep into the belly, feeling the breath expand, and then allowing that breath to come all the way back up. I'm going to just take a few moments to focus on some affirmations. So those affirmations, you're just going to repeat them in your mind's eye or quietly aloud. I trust. I trust. I trust. I feel deeply. I feel deeply. I feel deeply. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am love. I am love. I am love. I speak freely with authenticity. I speak freely with authenticity. I speak freely with authenticity. I see clearly. I see clearly. I see clearly. I am open. I am whole. I am balanced and at peace. I am open. I am whole. I am balanced and I am at peace. I am open. I am balanced. I am whole and I am at peace. Bring your hands into prayer, just resting on the front of the chest, thumb into the sternum. Let your chin drop to your chest, letting a stretch come out along the back of the neck and the top of the shoulders. Breathe in deeply, breathe in peacefully, in through the nose and out through the nose. Take a moment to be conscious of your intention or dedication that you set at the start of the session. Lifting the chin, very gently rub the hands together. And as you rub the hands together, if we're wearing glasses, you might want to pop them on top of your head or just to the side. Just rub the hands together nice and fast so you feel the palms getting really warm, really toasty. And then place your hands over your closed eyes. Open your eyes into your hands. Let the hands slowly come away as your eyes are open. And slowly let the hands come back into prayer. Namaste. Well done. Well done. So that was all about sort of working along the chakra points, releasing them in our meditation, and also our yin flow today. So well done. Just going to come across and press pause. So well done.